Let's talk about a moment that was supposed to be quiet. An interview in 2025 where 2PM's Lee Junho opened up about his father, his childhood, and the emotional weight he carried while filming the hit drama Typhoon Family. The clip went massively viral, praised for its raw honesty, making him seem more human than ever. But here's the thing nobody said out loud at that moment. In the hyper-scrutinized world of K-pop and Korean drama, such profound vulnerability is never just a moment of connection. It's also a potential trigger, a flashpoint for controversy. And for Lee Junho, this path of navigating public emotion has been littered with landmines that fans and antis alike have been all too eager to detonate. This isn't a story about his successful career highlights. This is a look at the controversies, the scandals, and the intense pressure that have shaped the narrative around the man behind the idol, proving that sometimes the most shocking stories aren't about what you hide, but what you're forced to reveal. To understand the friction, you have to go back to the beginning, to the engine of all modern K-pop controversy, the dating rumor. For an idol like Junho, who debuted under JYP Entertainment with 2PM in 2008, his image was meticulously crafted. The beastly idol, athletic, fiercely loyal to his group and fans. The first major tremor hit in 2013 when rumors began to swirl with dizzying intensity linking him to Girls' Generation's Yuna. Dispatch, the celebrity news outlet famous for its New Year's Day reveals, had the industry holding its breath. The evidence presented wasn't just grainy photos. It was a pattern of coincidences, matching accessories, and speculated secret meetings. The fan reaction was a textbook case of chaos. International fans, or hottest, were divided. Some expressed support, arguing for his right to a private life, but a significant vocal portion felt a sense of betrayal, a breach of the unspoken contract between idol and fan. The Korean netizen boards lit up with accusations of deception and concerns over how it would impact the group's activities. JP Entertainment's response was the classic non-committal, "we are checking," which only fueled more speculation. While the two agencies never officially confirmed the rumor at its peak, the damage to a segment of his ideal boyfriend image was done. It was a brutal introduction to a harsh rule. In this industry, personal life is public currency, and spending it on a relationship could bankrupt your connection with fans who feel they own a piece of your identity. But the dating rumor was just the surface level of a much deeper, more insidious type of controversy, the military service scandal. In South Korea, mandatory military service is a sacred duty, and for male celebrities, it's a career minefield. How you serve defines your public character. In 2015, Junho enlisted as an active duty soldier, a move that typically earns respect. However, in 2016, a scandal erupted that threatened to derail everything. He was accused of receiving special treatment, allegedly taking over 100 days of leave during his service, far more than the standard allowance. The media pounced, painting a picture of a privileged celebrity exploiting the system. Netizens were furious, with comments flooding in about inequality and hypocrisy. This wasn't about a private relationship. This was about national duty, a third-rail issue in Korean society. The Army and the Ministry of National Defense had to step in, launching an official investigation. The tension was palpable. Would he be labeled a draft dodger? The investigation concluded that while Junho had taken significant leave, much of it was justified for medical reasons, including treatments for a shoulder injury. He was cleared of the most severe allegations, but the cloud of suspicion never fully dissipated. For many, the narrative was set. Where there's smoke, there's fire. This controversy mattered because it struck at the core of his integrity, not just as an idol, but as a Korean man. It showed how quickly public opinion could turn from admiration to condemnation, and how the industry and media apparatus could amplify a single allegation into a full-blown crisis of character. Then came the pivot to acting, which brought a new set of challenges and controversies. As Junho transitioned into a serious actor with roles in dramas like Just Between Lovers and The Red Sleeve, he faced the relentless skepticism reserved for idols turned actors. Every casting announcement was met with a wave of online comments doubting his ability, accusing him of using his idol fame to steal roles from real actors. This built into a low-grade, persistent controversy that shadowed his early acting career. But the real firestorm hit in 2022 with the drama The Red Sleeve. The drama was a massive, award-winning success, and his chemistry with co-star Lee Se-young was a huge part of its appeal. Almost inevitably, dating rumors exploded again. This time, they were more intense, fueled by behind-the-scenes footage, intimate acting scenes, and fan-driven detective work. What made this a bigger controversy was the context. He was now an established actor, not just an idol. Some argued his private life should be more his own. Yet the agency's continued silence and vague denials only served to frustrate everyone. Anti-fan fans and rival fan bases used the rumor to attack his professionalism, suggesting the on-screen romance was a cover for a real-life affair. The industry itself played a role here. Production companies often encourage chemistry, rumors to promote a show, creating a blurred line between marketing and reality that leaves actors vulnerable. This period highlighted a cruel duality. His success as an actor made him more respected, but it also placed his personal life under an even more powerful microscope, where every glance and gesture on and off set became potential evidence in the court of public opinion. This brings us back to that viral 2025 interview. On the surface, it was a triumph, but within the cynical machinery of entertainment news, even this moment of vulnerability was dissected for controversy. Some netizens and online commentators began to speculate. Was this emotional revelation a calculated PR move? Were the details about his father's health and his childhood trauma being used to generate sympathy and promote Typhoon family? Harsh comments questioned the timing, suggesting it was too perfect, too coincidental with the drama's ratings battle. This reaction is perhaps the most telling controversy of all. It reveals an environment so saturated with skepticism that genuine human emotion is often met with immediate suspicion. The industry's history of crafting sob stories and manufactured narratives has trained a portion of the audience to distrust anything that seems too poignant. For Junho, this meant that sharing his most personal pain opened him up to accusations of exploitation, adding a layer of professional risk to an already emotionally costly act. It showed that in the modern media landscape, there is no safe territory. Even heartfelt confession can be weaponized against you. So where does this leave Lee Junho's story? It's a chronicle of navigating a career where every milestone, a rumored relationship, a national service, an acting breakthrough, a personal confession, is shadowed by potential controversy. These incidents weren't just gossip. They were events that forced public reevaluations of his image, tested the loyalty of his fandom, and impacted his career trajectory. They underscore the impossible tightrope walk of a Korean celebrity. Be relatable, but not too real. Be successful, but not entitled. Be vulnerable, but only in ways we deem authentic. The controversies surrounding Lee Junho are less about shocking secrets and more about the constant grinding pressure of life in the spotlight, where every action is a reaction and every private moment is a potential public crisis. They remind us that behind the polished performances and viral interviews, there's a perpetual storm of scrutiny, one that reshapes a person's story in ways no script ever could.